Still so much to accomplish, but is there time? Go.
Sir, I just want to say that for myself, for everyone at Collider, and for millions of people around the world, thank you for your contributions to cinema. Sincerely.
Well, thank you so much. You're very kind.
It's a real privilege to speak with you, and I really want to thank you for making Megalopolis and for helping to just show what cinema can be, and for pushing the art form forward.
Well, thank you. I do believe that artists have to not be afraid of risk. You know, that risk is part of the artistic formula, that you have to sometimes leap into the unknown to express how you feel. And you know, you can't be like the company that, you know, wants to make a fast food that is habit forming so that, you know, people will eat the same thing. They're trying to do that to movies. Movies are not fast food. Movies are a living art form that tries to illuminate life for people, that help them see the world they live in as clearly as possible.
I'm fascinated by the editing process because that's where it all comes together. So how did Megalopolis change in the editing room in ways you didn't expect going in?
Well, it's obvious that, like Apocalypse Now, I was making a film that I really didn't know how to make. And when you make a film that you really don't know how to make, the film starts telling you how to make it. And it happens in the editing process that when I shot the film, I did a lot of things with the actors that were unusual to sort of help prepare them. But when we looked, and of course one of my principal editors was Canadian, Cam McLaughlin, you probably know who he is. When we would look at it all with the other team, we all sort of would say, you know, let's do more like that and less like the more normal. In other words, we would do these unusual takes at first to get the actors going, and then later on we would do more typical the way movies are supposed to be done. But we kept saying, let's do more like the unusual one. That's more interesting. It seems to be telling us something. And as you follow editorially, as you follow the direction of the movie itself, it takes you to a place that you didn't know you were going. And that's what had happened with Apocalypse Now. And that's what happened with Megalopolis. We had wonderful collaborative actors who were always trying, were always willing to do nutty things with me. And we, as the editors, as we looked at it, we said, yeah, let's do more of that. That's more interesting than the more typical version. So the movie was telling us to make it as we were going along.
One of the things is you've released different versions of some of your films. With Megalopolis, is the version that ultimately is being released, is that the definitive version? Do you see yourself ever putting in certain deleted scenes, or if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel pretty good about that. I like this version, and that there were other scenes that were cut out, but this works. To me, I like this version, and that history I have of sometimes changing movies. There are a lot of movies I've never changed, like, for example, The Conversation. So I sometimes change movies that I feel in their time, maybe the producer wanted, like the Cotton Club, he said, the producers all said, well, there's too many black people and too much tap dancing. I said, but it's the Cotton Club. It's about black people and tap dancing. How can you say there's too much? So I went and recut it and made a version called The Cotton Club Encore. So when I changed the picture, it's because of something that would happen at its time that I felt was a mistake. But I never changed, Godfather 2 has never been changed, and The Conversation has never been changed. I don't think Dracula has ever been changed. So I don't think that Megalopolis is going to be changed, but who knows?
You famously shot footage in 2001 when you thought the film was going to get made prior to September 11th. How much of the footage that you shot back then is actually in the finished film?
There is some, a lot of establishing shots of New York. There was a great photographer named Ron Fricke who shot that, and it's beautiful footage. But I didn't use much of the 9/11 shot because I felt so many people lost their families and their loved ones that it would be improper for me to use that footage. There's a little bit just for a poignant reason because it hits our heart when we see it. But I felt more respectful to the people who lost family during that. But yes, there is a lot of the Ron Fricke footage in the film. It's very beautiful, I think.
You've been thinking about this film since, I believe, the 80s. What has kept you so passionate about this story and this material for so long that it needed to be made?
Well, you know, I famously work on something until I hate it, and then I abandon it, and then I start working on something else, and I hate it and abandon it and say that one before wasn't so bad, I'll make that. So I always, you know, I'm always like, I was working on a different film which I abandoned in order to make Megalopolis. I'm always making one film late, in a way. But I felt the themes of this movie are so important to the world today. I mean, do you have children?
I don't, but I have a lot of cats.
So, well, I mean, you know, we are killing so many of our cousin human beings and so many of our children. We are a genius species. We can't waste one another. We all have unique talent. There's not a problem that we face that we do not have the ability to solve. Someone has to say that, I feel. And that's what this film says.
Sir, I have to wrap with you, but I really want to say again, it is a real honor to speak with you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much. You're very kind.